Sample Test 4, Part 1, Introductory Questions. Question 1. Have you ever visited any historical sites in your country or abroad? Model answer. Yes, I've visited several historical sites, but one that really stood out was the site of Fields in Ireland. It's considered one of the largest Neolithic sites in the world. I was fascinated by how well preserved it is due to the bog covering the area, which prevents decay. It gave me a glimpse into life over 5,000 years ago. Question 2. What do you know about the role of archaeologists? Model answer. Archaeologists play a crucial role in uncovering and preserving history. For example, at the site of Fields, archaeologists like Seamus Caulfield used techniques such as probing the bog to map out ancient stone formations. Their work helps us understand how people lived, farmed, and innovated thousands of years ago. Question 3. Do you think it's important to preserve historical sites like the site of Fields? Model answer. Yes, it's extremely important because these sites connect us to our past and help us learn from it. Sites like the site of Fields provide valuable insights into early human settlements and their way of life. Preservation also helps boost tourism and allows future generations to appreciate their heritage. Part 2. Long turn. Question. Describe a historical site you have visited or would like to visit. You should say where it is located, what it is known for, what you learned from it, and explain why you find it interesting. Model answer. I'd like to talk about the site of Fields, a remarkable historical site in the northwest of Ireland. It's one of the largest Neolithic sites in the world and is over 5,000 years old. The site is located beneath a bog, which has helped preserve the ancient stone walls and structures. What makes it fascinating is the way it was discovered. A local teacher, Patrick Caulfield, first noticed rows of stones while digging in the bog, and decades later, his son, Seamus, an archaeologist, proved it was a Neolithic settlement. From my visit, I learned about the advanced farming techniques the people used, such as rotational grazing to avoid overgrazing. I was also surprised to find out that they were the first to cook indoors and even made use of pottery as lamps and storage containers. I find the site of Fields incredibly interesting because it gives us a detailed glimpse into the daily lives of Neolithic farmers and how they adapted to their environment. It's a reminder of how innovative humans have always been, even thousands of years ago. Question 1. What are the advantages of preserving historical sites like the site of Fields? Model answer. Preserving historical sites is essential for several reasons. Firstly, they help us understand the past. For example, the site of Fields reveal how Neolithic farmers lived and worked. Moreover, these sites can attract tourists, contributing to the local economy. Lastly, they serve as educational resources, offering valuable insights into ancient technology and sustainable practices like rotational grazing. Question 2. How does climate affect the preservation of historical sites? Model answer. Climate plays a significant role in preservation. For instance, at the site of Fields, the bog, which is 90% water, preserved the remains because the acidity of the peat and the lack of oxygen prevented decay. However, in other cases, harsh weather like heavy rainfall or extreme heat can erode structures and lead to the loss of historical evidence. Question 3. What lessons can we learn from ancient farming techniques? Model answer. Ancient farming techniques, such as those used at the site of Fields, teach us about sustainability. The Neolithic farmers used rotational grazing, which allowed for plant recovery and avoided overgrazing. While their system wasn't perfect and eventually led to soil degradation, it still highlights the importance of adapting farming practices to the environment to ensure long-term productivity. Question 4. What challenges do archaeologists face when studying ancient sites? Model answer. Archaeologists face numerous challenges, such as the difficulty of excavation without damaging delicate artifacts. In sites like the site of Fields, the bog's unique conditions preserve objects well, but extracting them requires precision. Another challenge is securing funding for long-term research, as excavations can be costly and time-consuming. Question 5. Do you think modern technology can help us learn more about ancient civilizations? Absolutely. Advances in technology such as carbon dating and 3D mapping have revolutionized archaeology. In the site of Fields, iron probes were used to map stone formations under the bog. Today, ground-penetrating radar and digital reconstructions can provide a more detailed understanding of ancient civilizations without invasive digging.